want to bring in Democratic Congressman James Walkinshaw of Virginia. He's a member of the House Oversight Committee. He'll be with Bondi later today. There's a lot of directions that this could go, and I wonder for you what the top question or questions you have for the former Attorney General are.
Well, I want to understand why they didn't follow the law. They didn't release the files on time. They didn't release all the files. Still haven't. They illegally redacted files, including files embarrassing to Donald Trump. Why did they do that? What conversations took place between Pam Bondi and President Trump or folks at the White House about those decisions? And why was Ghislaine Maxwell transferred to a low-security, cushy prison camp after her conversation with Todd Blanche? So those are just a few of the questions that I want answers to. We're going to try to get those answers today.
And I think we should also point out that this is someone who, in bipartisan fashion, people on the Oversight Committee wanted to speak to. So this is not going to be, though it will be friendly from some Republicans, not necessarily across the board. And I think that that will potentially breed some interesting moments. We expect that we're going to see a transcript of this at some point, so we'll have some insight, but it's not on video. That makes it different, for example, than the way the Clintons were interviewed. And you can argue about who has more insight here, but the head of the DOJ was the person who was in charge of DOJ releasing these documents in the first place. So for folks who are wondering, hey, why am I not seeing this on camera? Can you just remind us how we got to this place?
Well, it's all part of the cover-up, unfortunately, and we see Republicans in Congress, including our chairman, James Comer, facilitating that cover-up. The American people deserve to see Pam Bondi on video, just like they saw Bill and Hillary Clinton on video. And as we discussed before, Hillary Clinton didn't have anything to do with the Epstein files or the crimes that were committed. The subpoena was for a deposition, which meant it would have been on video, under oath. Chairman Comer made the decision in negotiations with Pam Bondi to downgrade that to a closed-door, behind-the-scenes, transcribed interview, so the American people will never see it. They'll be able to read it at some point in the future, but they'll never see it. And unfortunately, that adds to the feeling out there across the country that there's been a cover-up here.
And at the same time, Bondi, when put in front of cameras, has been, we'll say, fiery, to put it in one way. She's also obfuscated on many of the key questions around the release of the Epstein files, though. And so I wonder whether it's on camera, off camera, transcribed, what have you, can you trust what she's saying?
Well, if she lies to us today, she'll be violating the law. I think the challenge might be getting answers out of her. She might refuse to answer questions. She'll try to evade questions. As you noted, she gets combative and aggressive when asked difficult questions that she doesn't have good answers for, but we're going to press and pin her down. I don't think she's going to get away with telling us whatever the Dow is at today, as she did in previous public hearings.
Yeah, that was quite the moment. I also think it's striking that you've got one of the top DOJ officials in Harmeet Dillon coming as part of Bondi's counsel. I wonder your reaction to that news and how it's not a conflict of interest or how DOJ is saying it's not.
Well, Pam Bondi is a private citizen today. So the fact that DOJ officials, including Harmeet Dillon, will be there, what I read into that is they're there to make sure she stays in line. They want to make sure that she doesn't say anything that could embarrass President Trump. That's what this is all about. I think Harmeet Dillon is also auditioning for the job of Attorney General. There's a competition going on between her and Todd Blanche. I think you'll see her come out before the cameras today and try to make a spectacle of herself to get Donald Trump's attention and hopefully secure that role for herself as Attorney General.
Where does it go next, though? I mean, the fact that you have Bondi in front of you was such a focal point for Democrats like you on the committee. Now that you're getting her, what's the next step?
Well, we're going to continue our interviews. You know, we had a I think, interesting interview with Tova Noel, prison guard, a couple weeks ago. Definitely. Each interview we have is revealing small bits of information that lead to more questions. My hope, ultimately, is that our investigation, the Oversight Committee's investigation, when we get all the documents, and we will ultimately get all the documents, even if the administration tries to prevent that from happening, we will, leads to a future Department of Justice, most likely reopening the investigation when they realize that there's a lot of questions that need to be asked still.
Yeah, and finding more accountability for the survivors at the center of this, several of whom are going to be speaking, is my understanding, before Bondi comes to testify. So we'll see some of that this morning. We'll keep the focus on this. I'm very interested to see what you guys come out with. Democratic Congressman James Walkinshaw of Virginia, Thank you for coming on for this very important preview. And still ahead for us this morning, a White House-backed celebration for the nation's 250th anniversary is already facing changes as artists begin to drop out of the event. We're going to tell you why. Plus, the new push for the Treasury Department to create a Trump-centered commemorative $250